Morning, Woodsman. We're prepping out here for teal season. I know it's been a while since I made a video. Life in summertime and fishing kind of got in the way. So it's weekend before teal season right now. We're in South Louisiana, hunting somewhere near Ville Platte. I'd have to dispatch you if I told you exactly where we were hunting. But you know what? It's all right. This leg, get these from Doug Ashy. This is a very good replacement, or what we call them as artificial trees, because we attached our blinds to cypress trees and tupelo gums. Tupelo gums, they don't stay alive for very long. I think we only had them for about 5 years before they started dying off and rotting. And our blinds are basically tree houses in the swamp, and we're in about 10 to 15 foot of water with an 8 foot water fluctuation. So it's quite the task trying to keep your blinds upright and level, because you know, wood's expensive. If we had to rebuild one of those big blinds, it'd probably be somewhere around $2,000 or $3,000, and that's not metal, that's just wood and screws, and you're working out of a boat, so it's a pain. So we're going to show you the method that we use. Basically what we do is a couple of guys grab this big heavy pipe and drop it down in the water just on the outside of the blind, and we lean it in, and we take this big hoist right here. We hook one side, this side, to the top of that pipe, and then we strap the chain hoist to the bottom of our 2x12s on the bottom of that blind, and then you start cranking, and the weight of the blind pushes this pole down in the mud until it hits hard bottom, and then your blind starts going up. Once you're comfortable and you think your blind's level, we go ahead and we take a 5/8 drill bit and drill a hole through the top of that pole into the side of your 2x12, and then put wide area washers with heavy duty hardware. I wouldn't recommend going any lighter than grade 8 bolts. It's going to be holding a lot of shear load, but man, it makes our blinds rock solid. Let me go ahead and show you guys what we're talking about.
Let me know if a branch is coming.
Alright, so this is our front blind. We have 2 of them in here. We call this one the front because it's closest to our camp. So as you can see on the right side here, we have a good cypress tree. It's still alive and good. We have no issues on this side. The left side, you can't even tell that there was a tree there really, unless you look underneath the blind. That was a tupelo tree. And once you put a few nails in it, they're basically done. So that was our issue. Now you can see all these poles underneath the blind going down. That was 4-inch PVC filled with quickcrete all the way to the bottom. That works okay for a while, but it's still pretty wobbly, and it doesn't really feel like it did a whole lot after year 2. So I will go ahead and show you guys the steel pole that we put in behind us. They usually go on like metal shops, metal buildings. You'll see them holding up awnings. That's the same kind of poles that we use. So this is that steel pole. We put it into the base, right underneath the base of this blind. Right here, it may not look like it, but it's about 10 to 12 foot deep. And that is, I believe, a 20-foot pole. So that shows you we didn't cut nothing off of this. This is just how much it went into the mud and how much we jacked the blind up. This whole back side of this blind was starting to fall because this tree is done for. I mean, that's non-existent. So this was our first fix, like I was saying, this PVC leg. But they kind of got some movement in there, so it kind of doesn't feel like it's holding up all the weight. I'm sure it would help in an emergency, but this right here, that ain't going nowhere. So that's how we did it. We got that chain hoist, hooked it to here with the strap hooked around this 2x12, and started jacking. And this pole goes down, 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 and then the blind starts inching its way up until you like the height. Put this one long 7-inch lag bolt through everything with nuts and washers. So we're about to do the same thing on the front. You'll see in live action how frustrated we get.
Grant's messing up natural trees.
All right.
WMA and I'm now arrested.
Let's see here. So this is that PVC leg. I had half of mine to take it off, just take that bolt off and knock it over, but this could be acting as a ballast weight and it could be holding weight. So that would not be a great choice right now because I don't think this boat's gonna hold up that whole blind if it comes in. So I'm thinking that we're gonna be bolting in right here. We'll go in right on the side of this pole. I was looking at this 2x12 that was screwed to that tree and it looks kind of shady. Looks like it's not worth much right now, but we're really just concerned about the front end of this blind. This is actually my shooting hole right above us, so I can feel the dip when I walk from that side of the blind to this side, and it's not very comforting. So that's why we're doing this. We're gonna see how we're gonna strap this together because this is gonna be hard. Might even have to get a chainsaw involved and cut down some of this wall right here so where we can fit that long pole up above and jack it down. But we'll see. All right, we didn't record that little tidbit because it's pretty difficult to do with just two people. So we needed all hands on deck, and it's because it's really heavy. Let's see. And you always need somebody holding the blind. This is what we mean by it's never that fun to work out of a boat. The boat moves the whole time. Come on. Watch out. Let me see here. It's really this. It keeps trying to gash my fingers open. Why is it stuck there?
Root ball?
What's that? I guess.
Another problem with this lake.
Let go. All right, I think I made some kind of leeway right there.
Spit on it.
Okay, so that's straight with this leg. And I think my predictions were correct. We gotta cut that.
Womp womp.
Well, at least I think we do. Because that is a lot higher than anticipated. Let me see if I can make sure it's not just sitting on something special. It's moving pretty.
I didn't see these move in your hunting season gym video.
That's what he's been working out for, man.
Yeah.
No, but it's helping. I know this was a lot heavier last time.
Oh, if you just keep up in the gym, you'd lose enough weight, we wouldn't have to keep supporting the blind.
Hey man, it's always the biscuits.
Gravity.
Oh. That's a Chick-fil-A biscuit coming back.
Oh my god, dude, if this phone could smell, bro.
That smells worse than marsh mud.
Oh my god.
That's
Oh.
bad. Let's see, I want to get it over to the right. I feel like I'm hitting something.
Okay.
Oh, big strong guy.
Whoa, too far.
Don't.
That sounded like a log. Okay. So, I like to hook at least something on here before I try to put that hoist up and on that, because if that slips out your hand, that's never coming back, and those are about $100. So,
Expensive.
yeah, man, this is hot dollar equipment out here, straight out of Harbor Freight. gonna be rusty after we pull it out of the water.
Going up. Just check.
Which way? Like that. Pull that like such.
Yep.
Up.
So right now, top of that pole is hitting that branch. That's where it ends up at.
All right. Yeah. Whoever's watching, go ahead and pick a reference point on the blind where that pipe's at now, and just watch it kind of move.
You still neutral?
No. It's just, it needs a lot of tension for this handle to actually pull.
You almost watch it go down.
Oh, yeah. It's going down about an inch at a time. Well, sometimes. Oh, we're pulling slack. That's what it is. We're pulling slack out of that strap we used down there. That's all right.
Now it is. Look at that.
And this handle is effortless right here. Let's see, it's just called a 1.5 ton lever chain hoist. So it's got an up and down lever, a neutral position, some pretty heavy duty chain. So if I had to guess, this blind probably weighs a ton, about 2,000-3,000 pounds, somewhere in there. So this chain is just about right. I have no idea what that strap is rated, but it's rated good enough for this. Yeah. And you just keep on going, and you pay attention.
Blind's not coming up yet.
No, our pipe is still going down. That's how much mud's down there. So it's probably going down at about a 1/2 inch at a time now. I just felt it load up.
Yeah.
Let's pay somebody, maybe video the bottom of that blind. Let's see if the blind is starting to move up any. We'll wait till it settles.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it's moving up.
Yep, blind's coming up. All
It's
right,
kind
let's-
of going back and forth between which one's moving.
Yeah, let's look. Let's take a look and see.
You want to crank it and let you watch?
No, I just want to see what the levelness of the blind. Trying to compare the bottom of this 2x12 to the water. I mean, we're not gonna get it perfect, but a little bit higher is better than a little bit lower. So I don't mind if it goes up an inch or so from level. I think that this side's still lower. All right, let's see.
You also want to take your time, give things a chance to settle.
Yeah, we can ding it around a little bit.
It's probably about 4 foot of mud that has to go through first before it hits anything solid.
Yeah, I mean, it was probably 1.5 feet taller than it is now. So you know you at least went down 1.5 feet in the mud, which I think I'm comfortable with that. Something I didn't think about is how I'm gonna fit a chainsaw in there to cut this now that the chain's right there. Of course, we could lower the blind because that's okay. That's not gonna hurt anything. The pole's gonna stay in put. So we can remove the chain hoist, cut our shape, and put the chain hoist back, and then level off our blind.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing that's kind of problematic here is that this pole is a little crooked to the blind, but hopefully we can still make this work. I think it'll be just fine.
Straighten it up when we run the bolt through there.
Yeah, that bolt will twist that pole just fine. So, missed a little bit of the footage and whatnot. There wasn't a whole lot missed. I don't know what we caught, but so there was this wall of the blind sticking out this way that was in our way, the way of our pole. So we went ahead and used our Sawzall and cut that way, busted a hole with a hammer, and then came down, and that gave us room for this pole to sit flush with our 2x12. After that, we jacked on it a little bit more, and the pole went down another couple inches, and the blind started coming back up. So we shoved away from the blind and looked at it, see if it was level this way, and it was. And then we went on the side of the blind, see if it was level from like a front to back, and it was. We were leaning the whole blind backwards. So we put Griffin up in that blind, kind of step on this area, add an extra 200 pounds, and kind of push, just give it some more weight to use this hoist on. And that worked, and we dropped the blind about 1 inch because the pole is in the mud as much as it's going to go. It didn't want to go down any further. Then we took our 1/2 inch drill bit right here, drilled through and through that backside, through that 2x12, and here we go. Just use some wide area washers and some nuts on the back side of that 2x12, along with used. There we go. That looks like maybe that's a 7 inch. We have 7 inch and 8 inch, depending on if that pole's tight, if that pole is flush with a 2x12. But this worked really well, and it was a 3/4 inch nut, so we had a big old 1/2 inch drive ratchet, tightened it in until this square, this carriage bolt would sink into that metal and lock into place. And so you just have to tighten it from the back. And we painted everything, that way we don't have to deal with rust a whole lot. But that's all for today, man. Thanks guys for watching.